Good evening and welcome to the back to school night for Bel Air High School. My name is Andrew Kassouf. I teach mathematics here, and this is my 17th year at Bel Air High School. We're really excited to be able to connect with you tonight through this live event, and we've been really working hard to make this as personal as possible. Our teachers have filmed or are working on filming a video to welcome you, sharing several things that they normally would as you would go through the schedule during the back to school night evening. We are posting those on our high school website, myBAHS.com. Right now, there's about 30 or 40 up there. We will have all of them by October 4th, and we will send you an email and a phone call alerting you once that is complete. We encourage you to sit with your student and work through their schedule and take a look at the website. You could do that you could do that already this evening because the syllabi are all posted to the website. The teacher's email address is posted to the website already, and it's a work in progress with the videos. Many of them are there. But go through your student's schedule with them and learn a little bit about the personality of each teacher and go through the syllabi to review that with them. This evening, you'll hear from our administration, our school counseling department chair, and just to give you an overview of what to expect this year. Again, my name is Andrew Kassouf. Along with Allie Benfield, we serve as the parent and community engagement liaisons. And what that means is we're just an additional resource that you could reach out to if you have questions, and we'll help to point you into the right direction, as well as the main office or the school counseling office. At the end of our evening, we will have a brief question and answer period. We ask that your questions this evening be be general about the school year. If you have specific questions about your student or something with your family, we encourage you to reach out again to the school counseling office or to the grade level administrator for assistance on those specific things. But we will address some of the general questions this evening. Thanks again for joining us. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our fearless leader who's gotten us through a crazy 17 months with the COVID shutdown and is super excited, like the rest of our staff, to be back in person, Mr. Commandor.
And I got it right. I'm not muted, so that's a good start to tonight. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making this a priority. Thank you for making this a priority on Ravens game night. I'm telling you, we're going to get you there for pregame and everything else. But I really do want to thank you for being here this evening. We had hoped, obviously, to be in person, but we're still following some guidelines inside mostly to make sure that everything's okay. And we're still, safety-wise with some big number of events. So the fact that we're doing this virtual is still okay. I want to thank Mr. Kassouf and Ms. Benfield for doing this, putting us together along with Jason Redmond, one of the school assistant principals. So again, welcome. For those of you who just know my voice, you get to see a face. My name is Mr. Commander, and I am truly the very proud principal here at Bel Air High School. I want to thank you for a very smooth opening. We were nervous. We're not going to lie, we were nervous, but we were so excited, and I think the excitement overtook the nervousness. So again, thank you, and thank your students. They did a great job, especially with the masks. We haven't had to do anything about the masks. Students wear them. The kids are coming up to us saying, "Oh, I forgot my mask," or "I dropped it. Can I get another one?" And we have them. So, the students are really doing a great job. Our goal, very simple, is to make sure that we are healthy, we have a great year, and we're able to stay open. So it's really your help and the students' help that really gets us going. So thank you for that. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. This is going to be a great year. I want everybody to take a deep breath. I want everybody to understand this will be a great year. I told our staff this, and we're telling our students, What haven't we been through? Over the 17 months, we've had a lot thrown at us, but one thing I can tell you, this staff is resilient. The school counselors, the teachers, the custodial staff, the secretaries have been amazing. Everybody here, the support staff, we're ready for whatever is thrown at us. We're going to make sure that this year is a great year for all of the students. We're going to do everything we can to make sure they have all the experiences in a high school year. But I need your help. I know I say that at different times, but I truly do. Just a couple of quick bullets. Check your hack. Every 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks, we will have an update for your students' grades. Check those grades with you. They may not like that, but it's a great way to keep tab of everything and for everything that's going on. So please check your hack updates. Be involved with your students. You've all been involved through this crisis time. Don't stop now. They're used to it. We're used to it. We work together. It'll be an unbelievable year. And the last thing is, we are in dire need of PTSA positions. We do not have any PTSA positions. We really need 4 officers, president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. We currently have our PTSA president from last year, who doesn't have any children here, who's still staying here. With an enrollment of 1,560 students, I would hope that we can get 4 parents to jump on board to help us get through this year and plan a lot of great things for our students. So please, if you're interested, make sure you call the main office, check the school website, check the PTSA Facebook website. It would be a great thing for us to do. A couple of reminders before we move on and we introduce everybody else. Some of the things we've been telling our students, and I want you to make sure you're getting the same message. Once you're in school, the students are in school, they're in school. They can't leave. They're not allowed to leave, go across the street to 7-Eleven or anything. When you come in the morning, you're here in the morning. The routine is this. You get to go to the cafeteria. Bell rings at 7:15, which is a warning bell. Breakfast is free. Everybody is allowed a free breakfast. If you want breakfast, you go in, put your PIN number in. Just make sure you're done by 7:23. Head to homeroom. We check in for homeroom and they move through the day. So please make sure you get here on time. You're going to laugh at me. Go right ahead. No DoorDash, no Grubhub deliveries, nothing of that nature. Please, we cannot do that, people. We do not open the doors for food deliveries. 1,560 students here. I don't need 30 different restaurants bringing food during cafeteria time. Again, cafeteria lunches are free. If you forget your lunch, you can get a free lunch, 1 free lunch per day. You put your PIN in, it's covered by a grant. So please tell your kids, do not deliver any food. We're not going to let them in. Please make sure you tell your students, don't let anybody in the side doors or anything. It is a school safety concern. As per HCPS school policies, we're not allowed to have book bags. Please make sure you check on the HCPS website. There is a long document that all of the students have reviewed with their teachers. It's in their planner also. Please check it, but no book bags. We've kind of been lenient with things, but starting tomorrow, latenesses count to school, latenesses count to classes. We're kind of being a little bit lenient on that dress code. That'll be addressed a little bit later on again, but it is in the HCPS website. Please make sure that students are dressed properly. Look, I know it's a change, you know, from sitting in front of a camera or not, shorts, t-shirts. We're back in school. We're back in a great setting. We have to dress as students. The staff is dressed professionally. So please work with your students about dress codes, especially length of shorts, no tummies being shown, no backs being shown. So if you please go over that website at HCPS website, it'll help us out a lot. If we have to address it, we'll be calling you home and letting you know that we need to address that. Student behavior, we're trying to make it real simple. It's called respect. A lot's happened over these 17 months. But one thing that hasn't happened is we have to treat each other with respect. We have a wide variety of students with every background in life, socioeconomics, religious, male, female, gender, whatever choice they choose, everything that you can think in the world today is present in Bel Air High School, and that's what makes it awesome. We need to respect everyone. If there are any issues that you have, please make sure you call the school administrator for your child, which you're going to hear in a few minutes, school counselor, or direct a question to the teacher. We need to treat everybody with respect. And one last thing before I turn this over to Mr. Redmond, our school administrator, one of our school assistant principals. Athletic events are a big deal. Students and faculty and parents are turning out with great numbers and enthusiasm. We're not the NFL. We're not college football. We're not here to chant negative things against another team, an official, pick on a certain player from another team. Remember, we don't allow that to happen in our stadium. We're not going to allow our students to do that to anybody, whether it's here or away. The last thing that Mr. Commander wants to do is have to have a police officer remove an adult or a student and not be allowed to come to any events because we're being negative towards somebody else. We are Bobcat Nation. There is not a better place than right here in this school. There's not a better place than to be a part of Bobcat Nation. We're positive, we're encouraging, we cheer for our team. Don't pick on an official. They make mistakes, we all make mistakes. Coach is doing the best job that they can. So all I ask is you cheer for Bel Air High School, you cheer for our athletes and not against somebody else. We're not what you see on TV. We're not chanting the negative things. We're here to be positive. Just like we ask our students to be every day, we all need to model that when we're at our stadiums, both home and away. I'll join you later on as the evening concludes, but now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Redmond. And I just want to say thank you for being part of your children's education. You need anything, let us know. And I can't tell you how excited we all are to be back here at Bel Air High School in our Bobcat family.
Good evening, Bobcat families. My name is Mr. Redmond, and I'm one of the 3 assistant principals here at Bel Air High School. This is my second year here at Bel Air. Last year, I split time between Bel Air High School and Bel Air Middle School. Now I'm here full time, and this past week has been incredibly exciting. I've had to wait over a year to see this place full of students and alive with all that energy, and last week was so exciting and so worth waiting for. My primary responsibility here at Bel Air is the senior class. I work almost exclusively with the 12th grade, so that you senior parents are going to hear a lot from me and probably have already gotten a few email announcements from me as well, and that will continue on. I also am the grant coordinator for our National Math and Science Initiative, which is a grant that helps support our students in AP classes in math and science. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of those things tonight. First thing I'm going to talk about is senior specific. Our parking lot is not large enough for all of the students that want to have parking to be able to get it. So we do have a process in place, and right now our parking spots are only available for our seniors on part-time status. So seniors that are taking classes at HCC that leave the building early to attend those classes or to leave the building early for work requirements. Those permits are still available, and they have been for about 5 weeks now. They will continue to be available to part-time students, part-time seniors only until the end of this week. At the end of this week, we will see how many open spots we still have remaining, and then those remaining spots are going to be opened up to full-time seniors only at this point. So for right now, until at least Friday, parking lot permits are available for part-time seniors only, and then I'll be making another announcement to the rest of the senior class with how many spots are available for full-time seniors starting next week. One of the other additions for this year is now your student has been assigned a laptop that they have to bring back and forth to school. Those laptops were assigned during homeroom. If your student doesn't have one yet, please have them talk to their homeroom teacher, but they should have one, along with a charger. And the most important thing right now is to get students in the mode of charging their laptops at night. I recommend putting that laptop charger right next to wherever they charge their cell phone. Students seem really good at charging their cell phones every night, but we are running into some issues with students arriving to school with dead laptops. And for first period teachers, that can be a drag on the activities that they have planned when students are coming into the building with a laptop that is not charged. Students have a personal charger that was assigned to them. They can bring that back and forth. We do have outlets in every classroom, but those are limited. So if we have more than 4 or 5 students at a time in the class with a dead laptop, there might not be a plug available for them to plug in. So please encourage your student to get into the routine every night of charging that laptop. One of the other things that popped into the Q&A that I thought I would talk about right away, since I was one of the assistant principals that helped put this together, is the change in homerooms this year. We changed the structure of homeroom to a mixed format where there are 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders all sharing homeroom together instead of the grade-specific ones in the past. The reason behind this change is right now we have close to half of our student population, 9th and 10th grade, that have never been in the building until last week. And we wanted to spread out that leadership of our upperclassmen, our seniors, and our 11th graders across the building as much as we could to help support in this transition back to school. And it's been a really big success. Having that, especially senior leadership in each of those homerooms, has helped ease those students new to the school back in to the building and helping them find their way around and becoming part of Bobcat Nation. Ongoing, students that are assigned to those homerooms are going to be assigned to those homerooms until they graduate. So we're hoping to create a more family-like and supportive atmosphere in those homerooms moving forward as students move along from 9th to 10th and 10th to 11th. They will stay with that homeroom teacher and stay with that group of kids until they graduate at the end of their 4 years here at Bel Air. I'm looking forward to working closely with you throughout the year, especially those senior parents. Look for some emails from me coming up soon about the next set of senior pictures. And then pretty soon we'll be talking about graduation. So it comes quicker than you think. I'm going to pass it along now to one of our other assistant principals, new to Bel Air this year, Ms. Sarah Collis.
Good evening, Bobcat families. As Mr. Redmond shared, my name is Sarah Collis, and I am one of your assistant principals. Primarily, I'll be working with 9th grade this year, but I do have to say, I love all kids. I want all kids to stop by my office and feel free at any point in time to just stop in, say hi, or if they need anything, I'm always here. One of the other responsibilities that I do have for this school year is transportation. And boy, have I learned a lot this past week. So many of your students have approached both myself and the other assistant principals and Mr. Commandor asking for help finding their buses, remembering their bus number. So I really do encourage you to talk with your student about where their bus is, what their bus number is, and who they go to if they have concerns about things that have happened on the bus. I think a lot of our students have some concerns about sharing information about what goes on the school bus and whether or not they're ratting each other out. And I have to tell you, please come to us. We don't want anyone to feel unsafe at any point in time, whether it's in the school building or on the bus. Although it is an HCPS property, I do understand that some of the rules on the bus are a little bit different, as you know, and as all parents are very well aware, safety is the utmost important on the school bus. So it's definitely very important that you have that conversation with your student. Remain seated, no hands and feet anywhere near anyone else, and making sure that if there is concerns that you speak to either myself, who's at bus duty in both the morning and the afternoon, any other administrator, or to the school bus driver as well. All of that information needs to be relayed to us so that everyone can remain safe. Again, one of the other things that I do work with often is dress code. And as Mr. Commandor shared, it's very important that our students are dressed both appropriately for school, for safety, and for personal reasons. So if you have questions about dress code, please feel free to reach out to any one of us. One of my last big responsibilities for this school year is to work with our special education students. If you have a question about anything related to special education, please feel free to reach out to me. And I will relay either your question to the appropriate special educator or to the counseling department in discussion for 504. If you have any other questions related to special education, how it works, or if your child would qualify, please feel free to reach out to either myself or the special education department chair. And we will definitely make sure all those questions get answered. One of the most exciting things for me this past week was to be able to see faces again, even if it was only from here up. And it was just so wonderful to see the smile in kids' eyes. Even though we can't see the smile behind the mask, you can see it in their eyes, and it's so exciting to be able to share that with them. I'm so excited to work with you and your families this school year, and please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns. Have a great night. Now I'm going to turn it over to Natrice quickly.
Thank you, Ms. Collis. I am so elated and happy to be back in the building with kids, helping them with their lockers, helping them find their locations, assisting in any way possible. Three-dimensional figures, it's awesome. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Natrice Quickly, and I am a native of Harford County. I was born at Harford Memorial Hospital. I graduated from Haverty Grace High School, and I currently live in Haverty Grace. So Harford County is home for me. I have been teaching for 21 years, and I have been at Bel Air High School for, oh shoot, put camera on. I thought I was.
Miss Quickly, your video was on. So if you just click that button again, it'll be great to continue.
Oh, okay. Am I back on? All right. So I have been a part of Bobcat Nation for 2 years, and it has been a wonderful experience getting to know everyone and to grow with them. I encourage you to have your students to get to know their teachers. Teachers filled out a little profile of themselves. And what I listed for myself was, I have been fortunate to travel the world watching my son play basketball. And I've also loved gardening. So this year I am in charge of the 10th graders, and I get to work very closely also with our 11th graders. And there are a few Beatitudes that I want to share with you, and for you to go home and, well, you're already home, to share with your students after we're off tonight. Be here every day. Be here and be engaged, be a part of the lesson. We have been longing to get back into this building, to get back into the classroom with others, dialoguing, conversing, critical thinking. So be in class, okay? And we want our students to be on time. It is essential that students are here in the building, in homeroom by 7:27 and not a minute later. We want to be positive. Positivity is contagious, and we want our students to know that they can come to us if they need any help. Mental health is very important, and we want our students to reach out to us if they need anything. First, start with their teacher. Go to that classroom teacher that they've developed a relationship with and let them know that they need something. After they go to their teacher, please make an appointment with our guidance counselor, and our department chair is going to be on next to tell us more about that. And we want our students to reach out to the administration. We are here to help them grow and to nurture them, to be a support for them. So as parents, I want to share with you my focus for this year. I want to persist, and I want to push until something happens. And parents, I need you. We need you. Bobcat Nation needs you to be parents that persist. You have to get involved and push until something happens. You have to get on to hack with your students. Okay? A lot of times we talk about, how was your day? And my middle schooler, who is so excited to be back in school, says it was good. Persist, parents. What do you mean by good? Dialogue with your kids. Get involved. Hack is a parent's best friend, and there are no mysteries. The grades are updated. The grades are there. So let's stay on top of that, and let's stay on top of our wonderful young people. Before you know it, they're going to be looking at trade schools, looking at colleges, looking to travel outside of state, in state, applying for scholarships. They might be doing that now, making college visits. So it's our job to persist and to push them in the right direction. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our department chair of our counseling office, our school counseling office, Miss Terry Knight.
Thank you, Ms. Quickly. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again this year, virtual. I wish that you were able to join us live at school. I think, as you can tell by everybody that's been speaking this evening, the energy in the school building is pretty amazing. It's hard to describe. So I'm very excited to share some information from the school counseling office. This PowerPoint will be posted to the school's website, and it probably will be emailed out to you also. So don't worry about taking notes. We're going to make it easy for you this evening. So my name is Terry Knight. I am one of the school counselors as well as the department chair. Your other school counselors are Mr. Noss, Ms. Hackett. Ms. Benfield, could you move to the next slide? Thank you. Mr. Noss, Ms. Hackett, myself, and Ms. McKinney. As you'll see on the next slide, we break it down by letters of the alphabet via the last name. So we have the pleasure of working with your student across the 4 years. It really gives us the opportunity to see them grow and learn about them and learn about you and help plan for their future. What sometimes you'll hear us say is we don't have a 4-year plan, it's what's the 6-year plan? So what's the plan for life after high school? So Mr. Noss works with A through F, Ms. Hackett, G through MI. I have MJ through P and all biomed, and Ms. McKinney has Q through Z. On the next slide, you'll see the role of a school counselor. So there's 3 main areas that we focus on: social and emotional, academic, college and career. We work individually with students, as groups in the classroom, and then we also provide a variety of resources to you and your students, and I'm going to go over where some of those resources are. Please reach out with us anytime. In the counseling office currently, we have a walk-in as soon as you come into our office for students to get school supplies. So if they forgot a pen or pencil or need some paper because they're used to doing everything on their laptop, tell them to stop by. We have that. We're also honored to have a food pantry in the counseling office this year. So please reach out to your school counselor and we can connect you with various resources. This slide shows you the Student Education Planning Guide, and you can find this on hcps.org. This is a vital resource that we review with the students every year. It'll go over graduation requirements as well as the course descriptions. It's really important for our students to start learning what the course descriptions and how to find them. It'll help them out a lot in college. So if you're curious, go on hcps.org and take a peek at this. The next slide goes over the graduation requirements. I also embedded a link on here to make it a little easier for you if you look at the PowerPoint. So you'll see the number of credits for each area, as well as the sequence of classes. Please go over the sequence of classes with your students, and if they have any questions, reach out to a school counselor and we'll assist with that. The next slide is HACK. You've heard this name numerous times, HACK. If you don't have your parent account yet, please go on hcps.org and sign up for it. Your students also have access to HACK. So I often advise them where to find some resources on here, their lockers on here, their bus numbers on here, as well as their classes. So this is where you go to get those grades updates, as well as take a peek of what grades they've earned in the past. So the next slide shows you that if you look under grades, you'll be able to see their transcript. Now their transcript for some students began in middle school. So if they took a math or if they took a full year of a world language, that's when their transcript starts. Please have a conversation with your student about transcripts and help them as far as guiding them in their future. The transcripts start and we get opportunities to redo classes, but not redo the transcripts. The next slide. Resources. So every class has its learning tiles. I'm sure you've been in with your students. Well, the counseling department also has an It's Learning tile for each grade level. So we'll be sending out emails to your students. And when we're visiting classrooms or after this presentation or presentation to our students, we'll post information in It's Learning for those students that missed the presentation or just to refer back to it. So please encourage your student, if you have a question or if they have a question, email us, call us, but also look on It's Learning. So we'll be including this video along with that. The next slide is another resource. And as somebody has mentioned, I think Mr. Commandor mentioned that all students are receiving free breakfast and lunches. What some families don't realize is that if a student qualifies for free or reduced lunches by completing the online application, they also qualify for other resources, and we can assist in getting that connected. That may be tuition or free classes at HCC, reduced SAT or free SAT, as well as college applications. So I look forward to working with you. All the school counselors are very excited about working with you and your students this year. And we look forward to our when we get to see you in person. Have a good evening. I think I'm turning it back over to Mr. Commandor now.
Mr. Commandor, you're muted.
Darn it, I knew it was going to happen. I didn't want to be the one. Ugh. All right. Thank you to Ms. Knight for doing that presentation. And I also want to apologize to Ms. Quickly because I ran down and said, you're not on camera. It was my mistake, so I made the fault. I have to apologize that when you make a mistake, you own up to it. Couple of things before we conclude this evening. One, the big question that everybody keeps asking, will there be a homecoming dance? Yes, there will be a homecoming dance. Please listen to me though. I ask that you don't go crazy yet and run out and buy the most expensive dress and shoes and everything else. We will follow COVID protocol and everything that needs to be followed through the county health department and then the mandates that come down through HCPS. At this time, though, we will be planning on having a dance. It will be here at the school. You will have to follow, the students will have to follow protocol. They will have to wear a mask inside or outside on that evening because we will have the area opened up outside for them to get some fresh air, but you have to wear your mask then. There will be more details forthcoming, but yes, we will be having a dance this year. Just let everybody know, and we'll get that information out to you as soon as we can. One other thing that I just want to say to you as parents, both of my children graduated from Seamount Wright High School. They had a great experience there. One is living her life now and is working at Georgetown University. Another, my son is at McDaniel College and finishing off his senior year. So he's lived this experience of COVID and in the school and everything. And just from a parent, someone that's been in education now, I'm finishing up my 30th year, starting my 31st year. It has been a challenge, but it's okay for our students to enjoy. It's okay, again, for our students to be happy. I think we're waiting for that foot to drop and what's going to happen. Let's not worry about that. Let's enjoy getting up in the morning and going to school. Let's enjoy laughing and smiling and being with our friends in school. Let's enjoy, I know it sounds weird, doing homework, taking tests, doing things of that nature. Let's enjoy the college experience or the trade school or where we're going to go. It's okay to live. That's what we're here to do. So please make sure you tell your students that and be part of that. We need you to make this the best year ever. And that is what we all want to do. I challenge you to tell your students this, and we say it quite often. What will your students' legacy be when they leave Bel Air High School? Think about that. It's a big thing, but what do you want to leave for yourself and your family and your child when they leave Bel Air High School. I know if you let us help you, and I know if you work with us, it can be an incredible legacy for your child and for everybody here at Bel Air High School. We had a great weekend. If you had the opportunity on such a solemn anniversary as the 20th anniversary of 9/11, where our students turned out en masse to come in the morning and put out the flags. I can look out my window and still see them. Tonight's the last night with the banners, and it says Bobcat Nation will never forget. You'll hear that Bobcat Nation, and that's not just something we say to say. That's who we are, and that's what we believe in. You're part of that. We're all part of that. That is our Bel Air High School family. So I want to thank you for taking your time this evening. We kept it really good, so you don't have to worry about missing any of the Raven game or anything of that nature. So we do want to thank you. Just a reminder, if you have a specific question, please email your teacher for anything academic. If you have a concern about the schedule or some emotional concerns, please make sure you go to the school counselor. If there's anything, unfortunately, they may come about discipline-wise, don't hesitate to contact your school administrator. Or if you need to reach out for anybody, contact us. We're excited. We're here. We're happy. We're ready to make an impact on your students, and we need you to do that. Mr. Redman, any particular questions you want me to go over at this point, or have we taken care of everything in the Q&A itself?
I think we pretty much have rocked out everything in the Q&A. We'll put an FAQ together that we'll release on the website, but you closed it out perfectly, and I wouldn't want to dumb it up with any questions. So we've answered pretty much everything, and then we'll put a document together for people to peruse at a later date.
Last thing before I sign off to the parents, please make sure you spread the word. Mr. Kassouf, this will be up on our website for other people that weren't able to be there, correct? So we'll have that up, and please make sure you check back. Check your teachers' websites also for the syllabi for each of the class. And as we move forward, I will continually give you alert now calls and also emails that are sent out. So again, I want to thank you. I look forward to seeing everybody at different events, not just sporting events. We will be having a play this year. We will be having the band performing. We will have concert nights. We will have a lot of activities. So keep in touch. Talk to your students, just like Ms. Quickly said. Be persistent with them. And let's hope that we have a great year here at Bel Air High School. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.